are you, students? My name is Dr. Jacqueline Budala. I am from the Department of Sociology and Social Work in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences at the Open University of Tanzania. And here I'm a lecturer in OSS 123, which is a classical sociological theory. Here again we are studying knowledge area 6 for course. In here we will concentrate in another thinker whose name is David Emil Durkheim. Here in Emil Durkheim we'll be talking about social structure, what he views society, Emil Durkheim, the way he views society. We'll discuss about social facts based on him, functionalism, division of labor, and mechanical and organic solidarity. Who was Emile? David Emile Durkheim, he was a French sociologist. He was born in April 1858 and died 15 November 1870. Emile, he formally established the academic discipline of sociology, and with other people other thinkers like Dubois, Karl Marx, Max Weber. And when he died, he was already very famous. He was one of the founding fathers or architect of modern social sciences. What we are studying today as modern social sciences, those are the founding fathers. Emile Durkheim was one of them, Karl Marx was one of them, Max Weber, Kant, and so on and so forth. So he is known as the father of functionalism. Durkheim's central sociological focus was on how society maintains social order and social stability and avoid chaos and social disintegration. That how can we maintain social order as a society? That is what Emile Durkheim focuses. How can we avoid chaos in our society? How to maintain social order and social stability. So, in briefly, Emile Durkheim was focusing on how does a society function. How does a society function? That was his main focusing of Emile Durkheim. Emile Durkheim was a well-known sociologist, famous for his views on the structure of society. His work focused on how traditional and the modern society evolve and function. Durkheim's theory was founded on the concept of social fact, defined as social norms, values, and structure. As I said earlier, he was considered as a functionalist. And another thing here, he was trying to study about traditional and modern society, how to move from traditional society and becoming modern society. This perspective of society differed from other sociologists of his era. Durkheim's theory was founded in things external in nature as opposed to those internal in nature and motivation. According to Durkheim, collective consciousness, values and rules are critical in functioning society. So, according to him, he observed that there are external factors which are very important when society is moving from traditional to modern society. We are going to discuss about the way he says about religion. What is religion? Based on Durkheim, first purpose was to identify the social origin and the function of religion, as he felt that religion was source of solidarity. So Durkheim, in focusing about religion, he observed religion as a source of solidarity. To him, religion was a combining factor within a community. His second purpose was to identify links between the religion in different cultures, finding a common denominator. He wanted to understand the empirical social aspect of religion that is common in religion and beyond the concept of spirituality and God. So, according to him, he wanted to first to understand religion as a combining factor, which makes people to be in solidarity. That is number one. But again, he wanted to know, what is religion behind spirituality and God? What is there? What is the relationship? Why different religions? Within certain religions, in different cultures, finding a common denominator. What makes people to combine with themselves, regardless of having different faith, behind spirituality and God, behind the name God, behind spirituality? What makes people to unite themselves through religion? So, what is religion to Durkheim? Durkheim said religion is a unified system of beliefs and practices relative to sacred things, things set apart and forbidden, beliefs and practices which united in one single moral community. As I said earlier, he wanted to understand religion behind spirituality and behind God. What is religion? So according to Durkheim, here it says that religion is a unified system of beliefs and practical relative to sacred things. It is a beliefs, it is a morals, it is the ideals which people think that they belong together. It is beliefs and practices. It is a beliefs, values, ideals which have been planted into our minds. And we consider those things as sacred. And again, we practice those things daily. So we make them as holy. And that is what, according to Durkheim, combine us to make us together. For example, beliefs. We believe in one God. That is beliefs. And we bow down. That is our practices. During our festivals, we pray together. We fast. We unite. We combine. Those are what makes us together. That is what Durkheim says, that it's the beliefs, ideals, values which we put in our mind. Then we practice those values. And that is what makes us uniting together. What he wanted to understand religion behind God and spirituality. When you remove that concept, what makes people unite in the name of religion? So that is what Durkheim talks about religion. Again, Durkheim said religion saw religion as the most fundamental social institutions of humankind and one that gave rise to other social forms. If we understand what is, we have a lot of social institutions. This institution in sociology, institutions are, we can say in simple, a group of people united which are based on some values. Every institution has a particular values which people follows. Those values, set of values, which are put together in particular organization. For example, so we have family institutions. In family institutions, there are values, there are laws, there are regulations. You have to marry two. You have to marry one. You have to have 3 children. You have to have a son. You have to respect your parents. Those are social, that is a family institution. It has its own values, it has its own set of rules which we are supposed to have. We have political institutions here. We have other institutions. We have some economic institutions. How we gather our own resources in a day. When we wake up to we sleep in the evening. how do we organize ourselves in matters concerning our economic activity? For example, during production, during harvest time, what we are supposed to eat and what we are not to eat, why we should eat, and so forth. So those are institutions. So based on Duquesne, he said here that religion is one of the most fundamental. Actually, Duquesne observed religion as the founder of other institutions. That is Duquesne, the way he said it. Other institutions comes after religion institutions. It was the religion that gave humanity the strongest sense of collective consciousness. Duquesne says that it is through religion we are combined together and we have a collective consciousness. We have a mind of unity, of togetherness. That is what Duquesne talks about. How? When we pray together, when we do rituals together, we are united by those rituals. So we have a feeling of belongingness to one another. We become one. So that is what is it? Collective consciousness. We are conscious and collectively we are one. There's a togetherness among us. Duquesne saw the religion as a force that emerged in the early hunter and gatherer. According to him, that this is a force which came earlier when we were in the stage of hunting and gathering, if you understand that society. As the emotions collective ran high in the growing groups, forcing them to act in a way and giving them a sense of some hidden forces them. So Duquesne found this, according to him, that this based on hunting and gathering situation when where. Over time, as emotion became symbolized and interaction ritualized, religion became organized, gave rise to division between the sacred and the profane. So when we were united by our emotions, again we started to divide based on our activities. So others becoming sacred, or other things become sacred, others become not. However, Duquesne also believed that religion was becoming less important as it was being gradually superseded by science and the cult of individual. So that is what Duquesne said. So when we go back, to him, religion is one of the most fundamental concept of thing or institution which creates other institution. That is one. Again, in our time, if you remember, during our time, there was a change. Especially there was a change in technology, there was advancement in science. So, based on Duquesne says that even though religion is one of the most fundamental, a combining factor in human beings or human society, to him, it was coming, again, it was starting, slowly, gradually finishing, was starting, finishing because of science. To him, science was becoming more advanced as compared to religion. Why? Because science interpreted many religious activity in a scientific ways. Before that, in that era, in that age, where there was no science, all phenomena, natural phenomena, were considered as a supernatural power, they were considered as a spiritually and whatever. So now science has came. It interprets many activities in a simple way. So it makes us religion lose its meaning on society. Now we know that sun is not God because sun it has diameter, it gives some rays, people can measure sun, can know types of rays it provides. They can know each and everything. They know about moon. They've went to moon nowadays. So again, moon is not a goddess. It is just I don't know, it's a planet, a comet which is near to our sun, to our earth. So many interpretation, which in almost 500 years ago, or even 200 years ago, was seen as unknown. Now science says about those things. So according to Duquesne, because now science it overtakes religion. And again, he say another thing is individual. individual cult. Because of industrialization, where he was coming, people, there was no meaning of being collectively, to sit together, to talk together, surrounding the fire as they do our ancestors. Nowadays, we have TV. We don't go all of us around the fire and start talking about proverbs, about stories and whatever. No, you can sit with your own family, or you can be alone. You chat with your own phone. So according to Duquesne, is that religion and individualism, or cult of individual, it now overtakes. According to Duquesne, is that science and the cult of individual now it overtakes religion. However, even if religion was losing its importance for Duquesne, it still laid the foundation of modern society and the interaction that it governed. He accepted, yes, religion loses meaning, but religion is still very powerful. It is the one which laid the foundation of modern society and the interaction that governed. And in any sense, that one we can get from Western countries. It is from Christianity, where the religion, where it laid the foundation of modern society. It is from the Christianity these Western people have becoming advanced, they've laid state, democracy, and so forth and so on. Religion, and despite the advent of alternative forces, Duquesne argued that no replacement for the force of religion had yet been created. He said, of course, religion is losing its position in a society, but according to him, there's no replacement. Up to the moment where he was living, he didn't find a place to, or any concept, or any idea which can represent, can displace, can replace religion. Duquesne also argued that our primary category for understanding the word have the original in religion. He said that our interpretation of many things was based on religion. Whatever we interpret in our life, when you go back, even now it is forgotten, in any sense, it has interpretation. In the beginning, that interpretation was based on religion. It is religion, he writes, that gave rise to most, if not all, other social constructs, including larger society. For example, as logical prior to that experience of understanding of it is shaped by social facts. For example, the notion of time is defined by being measured through calendar, which in turn was created to allow to keep track of social gathering and rituals. Those in turn, on their most basic level, originated from religion. So, based on Duquesne, that many of our interpretations, many of our activities, if you follow them, they actually in the beginning was based or originated from religion. For example, all the issue of calendar, that from January, February, March, and so forth. It's just a simple calendar which we make for our own life. But when you see critically, that calendar in the beginning, it was formed because of some rituals, some prayers, or some traditional ritual festivals. And from there now, we have got a modern calendar. So that is why to say that just a simple thing like calendar, if you go with that one, not in the beginning you find that it is originated from religion. Therefore, in the end, even the most logical and rational pursuit of science can trace its origin to religion. So, based on the we say, even logical and rational pursuit of science, even if we have logical and the pursuit of science, but if we go deep in deep, we'll find that all those things can be traced their origin from religion. Duquesne states that religion gave birth to all the essential in society. So based on Emile Durkheim, he believed that religion, it is the one which gave birth to all essentials in our society. And here now we are through with religion as explained by King. Now we are going to another thing which King discusses. He discusses about suicide. Okay, what is suicide? Suicide is the act of killing yourself because you do not want to continue living. It's an act of killing someone, yourself, someone. You kill yourself because you don't think that you need to live. That is one. Okay, a person who commits suicide, an action that will bring or destroy your career and position, social position. Factors like career rules can make someone to commit suicide. But in a brief way, it is an act of killing yourself because you don't think you're supposed to live. That is what Durkheim says. So Durkheim will explore the differing suicide rates among Protestants and Catholics, arguing that stronger social control among Catholics result in a lower suicide rates. According to Durkheim, he said that if you compare Protestants and Catholics, he found that Catholics have a low percentage of committing suicide as compared to Protestants. To him is that in Catholicism, there was a social control. People were being controlled, so they had no time for thinking, committing suicide, while in Protestant, the doctrine, the system were much of loose. Suicide, according to Durkheim, Catholic society has normal levels of integration, while Protestant society has low levels. Overall, Durkheim treated suicide as a social fact, explaining variation in its rate on a micro level, considering society scale phenomena such as lack of connection between people, group attachment, and lack of regulation of behavior rather than individual feelings and motivation. So he said many factors here which can make someone to commit suicide is like a lack of connection between people or group attachment, lack of regulation of behavior. Those were the things which can make someone to commit suicide. You can believe that there was more to suicide than extremely personal individual life circumstances. So, according to him, there's a reason behind committing suicide. It goes beyond loss of a job, divorce, and bankrupt. Instead, he took out suicide and explained it as a social fact instead of result of one's circumstances. Believed that suicide was an instant of social deviancy. He believes that beyond loss of jobs, beyond maybe divorce, there's another reason which can make an individual to commit suicide, and that it can be some sort of deviance. Deviance is some sort of crime. You deny. It is some sort of when you don't want to abide with laws which are made by your country, your society, and whatever. So, Durkheim believes that suicide is some sort of social deviance. Durkheim believed there was more to suicide than extremely personal individual life. Okay, he divided the type of suicide in egoistic suicide, altruistic suicide, anomic suicide, and fatalistic suicide. Egoistic suicide. Based on Durkheim, egoistic suicide corresponds to a low level of social integration. When one is not well integrated into a social group, it can lead to a feeling that they have not made a difference in one's life. So, based on Durkheim, that egoistic suicide is some sort of suicide where someone feels that is not well connected in a social integration with the community. So he feels as if he's alone. It occurs in a society where there's too much individualism. That is low social integration. Egoistic suicide is committed by people who are not strongly supported by membership in a connected social group. It happens when an individual feels alone in individualistic society. For instance, our society are post-individualist, but we are much better because we will still our traditions as compared to Western. Even though now in urban area you can find someone is living alone without being mixed with other people, because there's no something which makes them be together. So Duquesne feels that during that time, when someone is being isolated, he feels alone, is not integrated, is not connected with others, he can commit suicide. People would be most likely to commit this type of suicide feel extremely detached from their community. They do not feel a part of the greater whole or sense of belonging. Typically, elderly people who have lost communication with their community due to inability to get out of their home will be defined as those people who can commit this type of egoistic suicide. So, Duquesne feels that people who are lonely, especially old people who live alone, they are the most, one who can commit suicide based on this type of egoistic suicide. Another one is called altruistic suicide. The term altruism was used by Emily Duquesne to describe a suicide committed for benefit of others of the community. This would include self-sacrifice for military objectives in wartime. Altruistic suicide reflects a courageous indifference to the loss of one's life. On the other hand, too much social integration would be altruistic suicide. This occurs when a group dominates the life of an individual to a degree where they feel meaningless to society. So altruistic is when you feel you are too much involved with society, with people. So if anything, you find yourself meaningless, and you can even commit suicide. Anomic suicide. This kind of suicide is related to low of degree of regulation. This type of suicide is committed during times of great stress of change. Without regulation, the person can set reachable goals, and in time, people get extremely frustrated. Life is too much for them to handle, and it's becoming meaningless to them. An example of this is when the market crashes or spikes. So this is a suicide which is related to a low degree of regulations. When there's no low degree of regulation in place, and again, or during when there's a lot of great stress. When there's a stress, someone can commit suicide when he feels that maybe he has lost what he has. For example, during market crash, when the market is crashing down, someone maybe who has invested a lot, he can commit suicide because he finds himself as if there's no hope, he's hopeless. So only solution to avoid that trauma, to avoid that stress, is to commit suicide. The other one, which Emil Durkheim talks about, is fatalistic suicide. The final type of suicide is fatalistic suicide. People commit this suicide when their lives are kept under their tight regulations. They often live their lives under the extreme rules and high expectation. This type of people are left feeling like they lost their sense of self. When people they think that they are being tight, maybe the government is very strict. So people felt that there's no need of living in some sort of type of government, and maybe they want a lot of highest expectation. The government demands its citizens maybe to perform very high expectation, and they have been given a very strict regulation, strict tight control. People who commit fatalistic suicide feel oppressed by the society, and they feel constantly depressed physically and mentally by those who enforce power over them. People who live in very oppressive countries or prisoners will be mostly likely to commit fatalistic suicide. So, based on Weber, on Buchanan, he feels that fatalistic suicide, happens or occurs when people who are very suppressed, like prisoners or people who have been suppressed, coming from a very controlling government system, political system, after seeing themselves as hopeless. These are the people who can easily commit suicide. Fatalistic suicide results from too much social regulation. An example of this would be when one follows some routine daily. This leads to believe that there's nothing good to look forward. So he said that the majority of people who are committing suicide are prisoners. People who are controlled always are not given another chance to think otherwise or otherwise. They are the one who are always almost commit suicide by this one. So in here again, we are through with types of crimes as explained by Buchanan. So to Buchanan, suicide has been said as when someone is killing himself and found that there's no meaning of living. That's what Buchanan said. And in the ladies, he discusses about those 4 types of suicide. He said that there is an anomic type of suicide, altruistic suicide, egoistic suicide, and fatalistic suicide. Now, we are going to another subtopic of Buchanan's views on functionalism. As we talked earlier, I told you that he discusses about functionalism, and actually Buchanan is being considered as a father of functionalism. Functionalism emphasizes society equilibrium. If something happens to disrupt order and the flow of the society, of the system, society must adjust to achieve a stable state. So, Buchanan considered that in a society, they have to have a functional, which is equal, which it is in order to make society move on. It has to be stable in order to achieve, it has to be stable. That is what he called functionalism. It is when society, it is in a stable way, that everything in the society has to function properly in order to make society in equilibrium, equally stable in a balance. According to Buchanan, society should be analyzed and described in terms of functioning. In a society, we have to analyze and to see how society functions from one angle to another and observe how it is supposed to be. If it doesn't function as it's supposed to be, it will create disequilibrium. That is what Buchanan said. So it has to be in balance. It has to function as it is supposed to be. Society is a system of interrelated parts where no one part can function without other. These parts makes up the whole society. If one part changes, it has an impact on society as a whole. So that is what Buchanan defines society. He defines society as interrelated parts where no part can function without the other. That society is like, maybe we can say, car, where every part has to work on each other. If another part is not work, it will create disequilibrium. It creates malfunction in a society. That is what he's saying. So that's why it's called functionalism. It considers society as a functional. It considers society as working together. That is interrelated parts where that interrelate how there's a family institution there. There's political institution is there. There's a religious institution is there. There's a norms. There's a folk ways. There's a morals. There's a religion. Religion I've already said. Political institutions there. Economic institutions. All these are interrelated parts are supposed to work together. If another one is not working as it's supposed to be, it will create disequilibrium. For example, if the priests are not preaching well children since they are young, that you have to be in order. You have to respect your parents. You should not commit suicide. You should not commit crimes in a society. That one, when they grow up, they can create social disorder in a society. For example, they can become criminals. They can create chaos in a society. They can make society disequilibrium. That is what Duquesne is talking about. Functionalism, for example, the state provides public education for children. The family of the children pay taxes, which the state uses for public education. The children who learn from public education go on to become law-abiding and working citizens who pay taxes to support state. That is an example of functionalism. That parents, the state provided free education. Now parents contributed by paying their taxes, and their children also are being put to study from those education. And when they grow, we expect those children will be a good abiding people, citizens, who will work for the same society, and again they will now paying taxes for the next generation. That is what he says, functionalism. Okay, let's look at this example again. The state provided public education for children, but a disruption of this equilibrium in the system occurs. Perhaps the education is not good enough, and the children drop out and become criminals. The system adjusts to improve education and attempts to rehabilitate through jail or other means the criminal from them to become law-abiding and tax-paying citizens. So that is what I was talking about. It has to be functional. For example, state is providing public education, parents are providing taxes, but children maybe we are not taught it's what's supposed to be, and by doing that, they become criminals. Now, in order to function properly, the state will have to put jails in order to take these students and to take these children now, criminal now, and put into the jail to make them law-abiding citizens. Then after finishing that, they will come back again and pay taxes. That is what he says about functionalism. Functionalism. Duquesne actually viewed crime and delinquent behavior as normal and a necessary occurrence in social system. He proposed that crime led to the action from society about the crime. So according to Duquesne, crime is not something very unique. It is one of the normal way, the way society lives itself, or the way it lives. It is some sort of disequilibrium which has happened in a society which is supposed to be fixed. You fix it through what? Through jails. The shared reaction were used to create common consensus of what a individual left were morals and ethical norms by which to abide. These common health norms and values lead to boundaries and rules of the society. So, in order to make society in a functional way, in order to make society in equilibrium, you just put some jails, you put over there, so when the criminal happen to do crimes, you just put there for a certain time of period. When they become good, you remove them, again they will start continuing contribution of taxes, which will help to help with the younger generations. Division of labor. This is another thing about Duquesne. Duquesne also discusses about division of labor. he focused on the shift in society from a simple society to one that's more complex. He argued that traditional society were made up of homogeneous people that were more or less the same in the terms of values, religions, and beliefs. Modern society, in contrast, are made up of complex division of labor, beliefs, and background. So, again, he observes society. First, he views society as a function. The functionalism, that's what we call functionalism. The way society functions. It has to function in an equilibrium way. That is one. Again, he views society as division of labor. That society, I mean, it is merging from just a simple to very more and complex type of society. He said that in traditional society, people were homogeneous, people were almost the same in the same society. They were more or less same in terms of value. All were believing in one thing, all were having values of one thing. That's, for example, in your tribes, you find tribe, for example, Nyakyusa, they believe in the same traditionally, they have their own God, they have their own tradition and culture, which is one. So they sing the same song. The people from Sukuma, they have their own culture and they are homogeneous. That is what it means, homogeneous, being the same. So this is called traditional society. Durkheim, when he was writing this, he was comparing France, Germany as advanced, and Britain as compared to India and China. By the time he observed India and China as some more traditional societies, while Germany, France, and UK was compared as modern society. So to him, those were traditional. And modern society, in contrast, they say that a division of labor is very complex, and beliefs and the background are different. In a modern society, division of labor is very complex. In traditional society, division of labor is very simple. There are mothers who are childbearing, they are taking care of the children. Fathers, maybe they are going to cultivating fields. And that's all. That is a simple division of labor in traditional society. In the evening, they have to sit together, eating food. They believe in one thing common. That is traditional society. But Durkheim said, in a complex society now, modern society, very complicated, we have many divisions of labor. You find that in one society, we have clerk, we have manager, we have singer, we have composer, we have fruit bear, fruit seller, we have a vendor, ice cream maker, and so on and so on and so on. So that is a very complex division of labor as compared to traditional, which is very simple. In traditional society, the collective consciousness ruled. In traditional society, all we belong to one, we have one conscious, we, the Nyamwezi people. That is our mentality. Consciousness is one. I mean, ruled. Social norms, you are very strong. We Nyamwezi people, when you are a girl, you have to bow down, to kneel down to your brother, father, and whatever. That is our social norms. And we are strong. And social behavior was well regulated. Someone who is not kneeling down may be punished by society, by tribe, because we Nyamwezi, we are very collective consciousness. When someone is reaching maybe 16 years old, she's supposed to be married with maybe 100 cows. That is not supposed to be done, and is supposed to be done, and should be done that way. That is what it says concerning division of labor. In modern society, common consciousness was less obvious. In modern time, we have no a consciousness that we belong to one. For example, even in our country, we can have a consciousness of state, that we are one nation belonging to Tanzanian state. But we are different from collective consciousness. For example, of different tribes. Everyone has our own tribes. So in a collective consciousness, again, we are divided. Even in religion, we are not having one religion. Many people have their own types of religion. So that one you can see in modern society was less obvious, and the regulation of social behavior was less punitive and more restitutive and normative. It is hard in a modern society to control behavior. In traditional society, it's very easy because we know each other, we are living in a small area, everyone knows everyone. So if someone is doing something which we are not accepting, we can boycott, we can punish maybe by not going to greet that person, or maybe that person can be beaten in front of the man of the community, and maybe we can say that this is against, we can call a meeting and condemn that act. But in a modern, it's hard because the first society is so large and there are so many ideas, so many division of labor. That is what Emile Durkheim discussing here. So he divided society in two ways: mechanic and organic solidarity. Mechanical solidarity occurs when individual or structural units are alike and self-sufficient. For example, in traditional society, people grew their own food, made their own clothes, and had little need to the extensive social contract with other people. Here it is said it as a mechanical and it's organic. Traditional society called it mechanical society, where people are very few, they eat together, they live together, they make their own food for themselves, they make clothes for themselves, they believe in their own deities, gods, and whatever. In organic solidarity is when large population is stratified into smaller structural units. So here again, that is modern society. Division, stratification of the old division of labor. A lot of statistics, very small, it can be one, but different. For example, everyone is selling food, but one is Mamantilia, one is in Gahawa, one is in the hotel, another is in the outside the house. It is the same thing. All are selling food, the same rice, cooked rice and beans. But you can see the way they stratify themselves. Others have a big gahawa, big hotel, shop for making that cooked rice and beans. Other ones is only Mamantilia. The other one maybe is a vendor, and so on and so on. There's a high level of interdependence among individuals and the state, but there's still division of people along the lines of labor. Interdependency. In a modern society, modern society, people are interdepending. Everyone is depending everyone. You in the morning, you have to depend from the boda, which you are taking, reaching. You depend from the magazine vendor, give you. You go out, you take water from someone. So we depend on one another. Different from traditional, maybe where you can go, you take your water from the well, and that's all. You don't need anyone else. But in organic solidarity, there's a stratified division of labor, and again, there's an interdependency among individuals. Durkheim recognized that this, like increased communication, transportation, and interaction with other solidarity and social change from mechanical solidarity to organic. So they say that while society has been changed, it has been changed because of advancement first of science. That is, it has been changed, for example, communication has changed, transportation has changed, interaction has been resulted to people changing from traditional to modern. From mechanical, which is traditional, mechanical, very slow mechanical, to organic, an animal organic is quite different as compared to mechanical. Organic is thinking, is more advanced as compared to mechanical. So that is what we hear. Okay, division of labor. In simple way again, traditional society, mechanical solidarity, a form of social interdependence based on social interdependence, based on common shared beliefs and strong group identity. There's a group identity and a beliefs. We belong to one. We, the Sukuma people, we have that social identity of us, and we have our beliefs. We have to keep cattle. That is our beliefs, and we have to go to the Lake Victoria to pray. That is our belief. That is in the mechanical. Again, based on a very simple division of labor, as I said, that the men and women. Men maybe are doing gathering and fishing and keep catering, while women are childbearing, cooking food, and maybe washing clothes. So that's all in a mechanical solidarity. Similar to simple organism or machine. Individual mostly functioning equivalent and society is an individual. Individual is very important in this some sort of society. In modern society, what we call organic social solidarity, form of social interdependence or differentiated special division of labor. It is very, very, very individual. Society is very stratified in many division of labor. Very small labor. The same office. All of you can be maybe clerks, or you can be also lecturers. But everyone the same. So for example, sociology. But the other one is teaching criminal sociology. Another one is sociology of religion, philosophy, and so on. In the same sociology discipline. So you can find the way society here is specialized division of labor. Another thing is organs are not interchangeable. The individual is in the society. Individuals in the society. Individual become in the society. While in mechanical society is individual. That society is individual. Individual has a very, very big place to play. Okay, now we are through with what we are talking about, types of society as described by the king. He talks about mechanical. He talks about organic. Now we are another one called social facts. And here again, the chemist discusses views on social facts. What is social facts? Social fact is an idea of things. Social fact is every way of acting, fixed or not, capable of exercising on the individual and external constructs, or again, every way of acting which is general throughout a given society, while at the same time existing in its own right. Social facts is an idea in a very simple way. You can argue that social fact has unique, in Latin is called sum generis, means unique, independent, that is a Latin word, and independent, existent, greater, and more objective than the action of individual that is composed, that is more important than people whom the individuals are composed. That is an idea. It is the independence existent. That action, that fact is very important, which can be interpreted in individuals who are living in the society. Only such social facts can explain the observed phenomena. For example, being exterior to the individual person, social fact may also exercise coercive power on various people composing society, as can be observed, for example, laws and regulation. Facts, these which are external, outside human beings, but this one have very powerful in those social facts in human, in the life of an individual. For example, I say that other social facts are very coercive. Coercive means force. For example, law of the country. They are social facts based on the king, but they are very powerful. They are existing outside us. They are not within us. They are not within our feelings. We do not exercise laws of the country. They are thinking. No, but they are around us, and they are very coercive. We have to follow those laws. So that is what we call social facts. Social facts, unlike the facts, natural sciences, social facts also refer specific to other category. Durkheim himself gave several examples of social facts, including legal law, this morals, obligation, social convention. He also referred to language as a social fact, and it provided an easily understood example. Language is another thing also called social facts. So social facts is an idea of acting or not acting, of behaving or of not behaving, whatever, but it's something which is outside us, but it has influence a lot in our life, so in our activity. And like the studying social fact. How can we study social fact? We study society by studying social facts. and we can study these social facts objectively through objectives. All social facts can be studied independent of sociologist studies toward the phenomena being studied. Social facts include marriage, divorce, religion, homeless, and so on. So, how can we study society? According to Durkheim, we cannot study society, but we can study society through looking at these social facts. That is what we can know how society operates. Those ideal, those acting, which players who are the individuals in the society plays in their daily activities. For example, marriage. We can study society through marriage and understand which type of these people are. How do they organize? How do they make a sexual union, the sexual union between man and a woman? In which way they are making that one? How do they get children? How? Because these are different ways. Every society has its own way of entering sex age. Different. So that's what we call the social facts. Marriage. How do they define their family? There's a lot of type of family. There's a single family. There's polygamy. There's a monogamy, and so forth and so on. So matrilineal, either mother side matrilineal, or father side patrilineal, patrilocal. You go to local to live with your mother to your father side, or you go to live to your mother side, matrilocal. There are so many types of family. So these all are then called by Durkheim as social facts. Example of social facts. For example, I've talked here, material and non-material. They can be material and non-material. Material, non-material, for example, marriage. Marriage, you cannot touch marriage, but it's existing. It's a non-material. And material, we have a lot. We have cars, we have our pots, we have TV, and so on and so forth. Material, technology, housing, population, distribution. Non-material, norms, values, roles, ways of acting, thinking and feeling, language, system, currents, and so forth. So all these can be social facts. Now, from here, we can conclude that Durkheim discusses about social facts. To him, social facts are very important in order to understand the way society acts. Because society sometimes we cannot see it. But through these social facts we can know the way society operates. Now, from here we are through with knowledge area 6. Here we have covered many subtopics within it. We've discussed about social facts. As I said, in social facts, we have known, the way society has to be studied by looking ideals at the way society behaves. These, as we said, it can be material and non-material. That is one. Another things also we have discussed about suicide. What suicide? What is suicide? We have known again and again. We have known types of suicide which can make a person to commit. We've discussed about altruistic suicide, egoistic suicide, fatalistic suicide, and anomic suicide. Again here we've discussed about type of society. That is, society is moving from traditional to modern. He called traditional as mechanical society and modern as organic society. And in traditional society, where individual is very important in that society, where social stratification or division of labor is very limited, where there's a common belief in God, beliefs, value, set, and even occupation is very simplified, such type of society. While in modern society, society first is highly stratified. There's a highly division of labor, a lot of occupation in the society. Again, a lot of individuals with different faith, beliefs, tradition, and so. Society actually is heterogeneous. In this society, society is seen as much larger, bigger than any individual. From there, we are through with knowledge area 6, and thank you very much.